Oh, hi, everybody. This is Kit from the Tualatin Public Library. By now, you know I'm a total nerd, but what you might not know is that I'm also a math nerd. I used to compete Scholastic meets and win. But did you know that math can make beautiful art too? Just look at fractals if nothing else. Today, we're going to make a cityscape using two basic math formulas that we all know, and I guarantee you it will be beautiful as well as mathematical. Let's get started.
All right, to do this project, you only really need three things. You need some graph paper. I have quarter-inch graph paper here, Sharpie or a pen or pencil, and the formulas you are going to use. And today we're going to be using pi, which I've done out. You can do to infinity. Obviously, I did out to 29 numbers. And the other thing we're going to be using is the Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci sequence you might see in it drawn here, like with a spiral. And what it is a formula where you add the previous things together. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13, 13 plus 8 is 21, and etc. We won't get any bigger than that from what we're going to do because normally you would use the spiral for this, but I'm going to be using it slightly differently in our shape. So we're going to use the pi, and then the slightly different way we're going to deal with the Fibonacci sequence. And here we go. So we're going to start with a piece of paper and I'm going to build the base because what we're going to do is we're creating a skyline using the formula for pi. So here's the base where we're going to be counting from. And then simply take the number wherever you're going to start. I like to leave a little edge on each side for the skyline. And then I count up 3 and make a mark across that square on that line. And then 1, and the next one is 4, 3.14. We all pretty much know from there. And then I just continue along on that trend, going number by number. And this can be a little tricky. Don't worry if you get off, though, my mathematical sense says you definitely want to do the exact number. Oh, and of course, my cat has to come visit because he likes math too. Anyway, I go across the paper until I hit the edge that I want to, and in this case, I wanted to do it out to 29. Now, just create the edges of our skyline by connecting our lines up and down. We do this back and forth across the page until everything is nicely connected for our skyline. Now, this is very simple to do, and you can color it in any way you want to. With kids, they might want to do each line different color, or do each square a different color. That's the nice thing about this is process art. So while there is a mathematical base to it that is teaching them something, it's very freeform in what you create afterwards. I chose to go ahead and color mine in as if we were seeing it against a sky. So that's a light sky, and my cat approves. I'm going to finish out coloring this out, and once we have that done, then we're going to switch to the Fibonacci sequence and to create some clouds in our sky. And that's super simple and really pretty and geometric. All right, got that all colored in. See, it looks pretty cool, just like that. But now we're going to add our skies. And again, normally you would do like the swirls or the spirals that people like to do. I'm going to do these as squares. So the ones are going to be represented by one, the two by two by two, etc., etc. And I'm going to start with my largest one that I think that'll fit nicely on here, and that's an 8 by 8. And so we draw out our largest cloud here, and then we put in our 5 by 5, and then we'll put in after that our 3 by 3, etc., etc. I'm trying to space them out a little bit so that they look like drifting clouds in the sky. You can do this in a ton of different ways, obviously. Um, You could make them not clouds. You could draw a little fluff around each one so that it looks more like a cloud. You could make them circles instead and just use that outline to do the circles. But it is really cool geometric looking piece of art just using two math formulas. You could even cut them out actually and use them as a template, which is what I did for my sample. Here you go.
Oh, you're right, Wilfred. It is a great day to be a math and science nerd. Well, I hope you had fun just talking to Wilfred today about what a wonderful day it is. I hope the rest of the year brings you joy and hope. This is Kit from the Tualatin Public Library.